Hello and welcome to Rathod's IS. Today in this video, we are going to see current affairs of 21st August 2023. So here in this video, first of all, I will be showing you the Hindu newspaper PDF and we will be seeing some important articles. And on the meanwhile, we are also going to see the detailed analysis of that topic. So for the first time, we are using this digital board. So for this, I want to give you one homework student, that is I didn't attach any maps here because it is very much new to me. So it will take some time for me to habituate to teach on this digital board. So as of now, wherever I am saying the maps, so please try to Google that maps and see the map, and you have to do your map based work today. Okay. So from the next day, that is from tomorrow onwards, I will try my level best to make even the maps, and I will be showing you the map based studies also. Okay, is that clear? So shall we start the session? Yes. So this is our today's Hindu. So date here is 21st August and today is Monday. So from Monday to Saturday you will be getting editorials, but on Sunday you will be not getting editorials, but you should not skip Sunday's newspaper. So in Sunday's newspaper you can cover environment and ecology and also science and technology related current affairs. So first of all, let us see the important topics in the first page. So this is the first page of your Hindu, and so if you see here, you can see the first topic, that is cookie body to reimpose blockade on key highway. So you will be also having one doubt like how to read Hindu newspaper, and many students who are beginners, they are also having the doubt like, so which article should I pick up, right? So in the first page of your Hindu, so you will be getting very important topics. So here you can see this is cookie body, okay, cookie body to reimpose blockade on key highway. So this topic, it is about Manipur violence. But daily following is important, but especially in UPSC point of view, you have to know overall view. So you have to know overall view of that issue which is going on. So here UPSC in examination, so UPSC examiner will be not asking what happened on 21st August or what happened on 22nd August like that. So you have to know the overall idea regarding that topic. So this Manipur issue, it is between two tribal communities. So first one is Metis and second community is Cookies. So how can you use this article? So whenever you are writing answer regarding communal violence, you can give example like communal violence in Manipur, and you can write about communal violence in Haryana. So for that purpose this article is important, and especially you have to focus on this topic called as communal violence. Okay, so this is about this topic, and here you can see the article which I highlighted. So this topic, it is about pulses prices may spiral as deficient rainfall March sowing. So here this article which is talking about rise of pulses. So first homework for you student is which all comes under this category of pulses, whether these pulses are getting minimum support price or not. So please let me know in the comment box. So here what happened, this article says that there might be increasing of price of pulses, correct? So whenever there is increased prices of goods and services, so we call it as one term, that is inflation. So what we call, that is called as inflation. So already you know that there is increasing of retail price inflation. So what is the important cause of increasing of retail price inflation? That is increasing of price of food basket. You know that recently tomato prices have been increased in the market, but now there is like cooling off is seen. That means somewhat decreasing of price of tomato is seen in market. And also now there is increased cost of vegetable prices. So there is 37% of increasing of vegetable price in market that is seen. And now what happened, one more important problem here is there might be increasing of pulses prices also. Why? Because of uneven rainfall. As you all know that most of our agriculture is rain-fed agriculture, that means depend upon the rainfall, that too depend upon this monsoon rainfall, right? What happened because of western disturbances and because of climate change, uneven rainfall, that means in some areas there is heavy rainfall, in some areas there is a very less rainfall. So because of this, yes, it mainly affected the sowings of this pulses. Okay, it mainly affected the sowings of this pulses. So the sown area for cereals and rice, which is lagging behind the last year levels. So even the sowings of this rice and cereals in this kharif season also had been affected. So because of this, yes, there might be impact on increasing of prices of pulses. And you know that even government imposed ban of export of this non-basmati rice also. So why? Because there is decreased sowing and there might be increasing of demand because of increasing of population. So for that all the things government want to make availability of food in the country, so that it also imposed ban. So these are the recent things that you have to remember. And if you move on, here you can see another article which is important. It says that after second D-boost, Chandrayaan-3 on glide path to moon. Right, so it is talking about on glide path to moon. So this article which is talking about this Chandrayaan-3. So this Chandrayaan-3, which is one of the ambitious mission of ISRO, correct? So here you have to know about what is this deboosting. So deboosting is nothing but, to understand this I have to draw a diagram. So for example, let us take this is our earth and these are the orbits where the satellites will move. For example, here we have moon. Moon is the natural satellite of earth. So to place any satellite, for example, let us consider this as satellite and we have to take this satellite from the earth's surface and we have to land it on the moon means. So we have to first place this satellite from the earth's surface to certain orbit. Okay, so we have to place that in a certain orbit. And from that orbit we have to thrust them. We have to push them to the another orbit and next to another orbit. So we are having different levels of orbits like low earth orbit, medium earth orbit and high earth orbit, right? And after reaching the high earth orbit, again we have to transfer it into the lunar orbit. And in the lunar orbits also we will be having different levels. So deboosting means from higher levels we have to moving it to the lower levels. So this is the second deboost that happened. And in this Chandrayaan-3 mission, so we are expecting that on August 23 there will be the landing. That too we are expecting there will be soft landing on the surface of the moon, that too on south pole, of moon. So regarding this moon mission, so one more mission of Russia that you have to know, that is about Luna 25. That is Luna 25. So recently, 2 days ago, Luna 25 which sent some images of moon surface. But in today's newspaper article it says that this Luna 25 mission is a failed mission because Russian space agency lost the contact with this Luna 25 and they said that this Luna 25 had been crashed on the moon surface. So this is about the first page articles, and here you can see one article that is interesting image. Here you can see that is National Disaster Response Force. Okay, National Disaster Response Force personnel carry out a search and rescue operation after a landslip in Shimla. So where is this Shimla located? Shimla is the capital city of Himachal Pradesh. So actually there is one editorial which talked about this Himachal Pradesh. So what are the reasons for the landslips, okay, or the impacts that is facing by this Himachal Pradesh because of heavy rainfall, that we are going to discuss in a separate editorial. Okay, so let us move on. So you can leave the city page. So it is not much important. So wherever it is important, I will be showing that, okay. So if you read the newspaper, almost like you will be getting like 6 to 7 articles which are important, not more than that. So don't waste your time. So here you can see one article. So this article which is talking about Minister launches portal for wildlife complaints. So here Delhi Environmental Minister, he launched a portal. So why this portal? So this type of portal will be helpful for the people to lodge their complaints. Right? So it is one example of good governance. It is one example of good governance. So where can you use this article? So whenever you are writing answer regarding good governance, so you can add the recent examples. So you can add this example, that is Delhi came up with portal for wildlife complaints. So it will be helpful for better coordination between the government and as well as the people. So people, they can lodge their complaints. So in this point of view, so this article is very important, and just remember the crux of the article, right? And if you move on, in the states page, there is nothing much important actually in this today's newspaper. So here you can see Karnataka government calls all party meet on Kaveri water issue. So this Kaveri water issue is very important, and you have to see between which states this Kaveri water issue is there, and you have to see where is this Kaveri river originated and which are the dams they were built on this river Kaveri, and in which states this Kaveri river is flowing, and even you have to see the tributaries of this Kaveri river. So which are right bank tributaries and which are left bank tributaries, because number of times this type of questions which already asked by UPSC in your prelims. So for that you have to know about this. And if you move on, here you can see one interesting image. So this image, it is about a drone crash. So here you can see the two dimensions. The first one is what are these drones? So what are the applications of these drones? Right? So that is from your science and technology point of view. And here you can see some facts regarding this DRDO. So what is this DRDO? That is Defense Research Development Organization. So this unmanned aerial vehicle, that is drone, which prepared by this DRDO, finally crashed in this Karnataka. Okay, so these are the two things that you have to know here. And if you move on, in this editorial page, sometimes articles, they are biased. So who will write these editorials? Editorials will be written by some scholars like university professors and even people who are working in the Hindu and some experts. So here we can get the views, they are personal views, the views of the writer, right? So whatever the important from this area, we can extract that. So there is no need of remembering each and every point because it is their personal views. So here, why these editorials are important? Because the first one here is you can understand how to write an essay. Okay, so essays are important to understand how to write an essay. And one thing I want to say here is, so if you see here these paragraphs, so you can see how they are using the side heads. So in the same way, you can also use the side heads in your essay also. And especially this introduction part will be important for your prelims. And here in the conclusion, so this conclusion part, this is important for your mains. So this is the thing that you can learn from this editorials. Okay, so here first of all, let us see which are the editorials we are going to discuss in this lecture, because editorials are very important. So we are going to discuss this editorial that is about criminal law bills. So already number of times we had discussion regarding this criminal law bills, but the idea of this article is entirely different. So we are going to see what author wants to say, and he also talked one important article. So that article here is article 348. Okay, so here you have to know about this article 348 of Indian Constitution. So this is very, very important. And here you have to remember the 3 bills that are going to repeal the criminal laws in our country. And next one is, we are going to even see another article that is about the failure of hope. So this article is also very important from your communal violence point of view, especially regarding caste. So here we are going to discuss about this caste violence. So the recent incident that happened in Tamil Nadu. And apart from this, in this opinion page, we are going to discuss these 2 articles. It is about generative artificial intelligence system. So here you have to understand what is this generative artificial intelligence, and even you have to see what are the applications, what are the benefits, what are the challenges. So in this way you can read this topic. And this one is why Shimla is crumbling. So here in the first page we saw one image. That image is related to this topic. It is about development in Shimla. So how this development in Shimla, which is having the negative impact because of this changing climate. So we are going to see all these things. So first let us try to see those articles. So the first, as I said, we are going to discuss the first article. It is about caste violence. So it is about caste violence. So one question for you students is whether still you are believing that caste or not. Still this caste system is prevalent in our country or not? Yes or no? Yes, of course. Because this article, the happenings which are going on around our surroundings, which says that yes, still discrimination based on caste is happening. So we got independence in 1947 and we made our constitution, right? So constitution came into power from 1950 onwards. So there are lot of provisions in our constitution which says that we have to abolish untouchability. So we have to abolish the discrimination against anyone based on caste, gender, sex, like that. So even though everyone knows about the fundamental rights, but still caste-based violence is happening. So what is your opinion regarding this caste violence? So please let me know in the comment box. So if you see this article, it says that recently one incident happened in Tamil Nadu. So the incident which happened against a Dalit teenager and as well as his sister and the dominant caste people. Okay, so here you can see. So this attack which is done by some dominant caste people. So this dominant caste people, they attacked these 2 teenagers, and that too brutally by using sickles. Okay, sickles are nothing but these are weapons like this, it will be used, right? So these are the sickles. Using the sickles they attacked. So this is about the crux, and now let us try to see which is important from our UPSC point of view. So you know the present context, right? So present context is nothing but recent incident which happened in Tamil Nadu. So it is the attack on Dalit teenager and his sister, and they were attacked by schoolmates, and those schoolmates are belonging to intermediate dominant caste. So if you are from anthropology background, so there is a topic called as dominant caste. So what is that topic? Topic called as dominant caste is there. So you have to know who are the dominant caste in which areas, right? So let me know some dominant caste examples from your state. If you belong to state of Tamil Nadu, so which are the dominant caste in your state? And if you are from AP or if you are from Haryana, like that, so please let me know. So which is the dominant caste in your state? Okay, so dominant caste people, they attacked on this Dalit. Okay, Dalit or the minorities. So here you have to know what are the reasons for this, right? So what is this caste-based violence? So caste-based violence is nothing but the dominant caste people, they are discriminating the low caste people. So it is as simple as that. So it is nothing but it is a form of discrimination. It is seen, or it is especially seen against scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So normally the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, they are out of Varna system, right? So these are the people, they were discriminated under this caste-based violence. So whenever I am saying that still this caste-based violence is present in India, so some people they will be not agreeing with me, right? So for that I came up with this data. So this data is authenticated data which is given by NCRB. So it is from annual report in India 2019, and this report which is given by NCRB. Okay, so NCRB gave this data. So under this it says that yes, there is caste-based discrimination is happening against SCs and STs. It is around 7% and 26% respectively. That means in SCs it is 7% and in STs it is 26% which is happening, and this data is according to 2019. And even this SCs and STs are also facing this sexual abuse also. There were about 88 rapes they were recorded in this society. So here what are the causes? What are the causes of these crimes in India? So if you want to understand this caste-based crisis, you have to go towards your history. So if you see in your ancient history, you might study about Vedic society. So in this Vedic period, we have early Vedic and later Vedic, right? So we have early Vedic and also later Vedic period. So in this early Vedic period, so the caste, it was based on occupation. So if you're changing your occupation, you can change your caste. That is as flexible as that. So this caste system is very flexible in this early Vedic period. But whenever we are moving from early Vedic period to later Vedic period, so caste system which became very rigid. It became very rigid, right? So because of this, if your father is obtaining one caste, means next entire generation, later generation, they will come under the same caste. So there is no movement of caste. Even though if you are changing your occupation also, there is no movement of caste that is seen in this later Vedic. And from later Vedic period onwards, yes, we are continuing that caste system. So we need to talk about social stratification of ancient period. So ancient social stratification which is entirely based on descent. That means based on the next generation and even occupation. So we have a rigid hierarchical structure that we have. So because of this rigid hierarchical structure, so the dominant caste people, they arrived into the picture and they see that they are superior than other caste. And these superior caste people, they will be doing atrocities on this lower caste. Okay, they are doing the atrocities or they are committing atrocities against this lower caste. So because of this, that is leading to discrimination, that is also leading to violence. So this is the first important cause. And next one is the social norms and cultural beliefs. So we're talking about the social norms and cultural beliefs. So they will be passed down from one generation to another generation. So if I am belonging to so and so caste, the next generation, that means my kids, they will be also belonging to the same caste, right? So and even my granddaughters or grandsons, they will be also belonging to the same. So what are the attributes which is present in me regarding the caste, that it will be passed to the next generation, that is to my kids and later on to the grandchildren, grandsons, like that. Yes, because of this social norms and cultural beliefs, they are passing from one generation to another generation. So we are seeing there is still presence of caste superiority and caste inferiority in our society. So this is second most important reason. And next one is economic exploitations. Sometimes here this caste based violence is happening to derive economic motives. Okay, for economic motives also this caste based violence is happening. For example, the people are subjected to exploitation and even forced labor, and economic oppression is seen because of this discrimination. And next one is, we can also see political power struggles. Caste-based violence is also linked with the political power. So especially we have this dominant caste people. So this dominant caste people may also use violence to suppress the political aspirations and even the representations of this lower caste people in the politics. So that means nowadays you might also came across with this concept called as criminalization of politics, right? So this is also one example that you can use there. And even if you are talking about this intercaste marriages, so intercaste marriages are not allowed. So you might know about this concept called as apracha, chandala. So these are the words which are regarding the intercaste marriages, the children who want to this intercaste marriages, right? So actually traditionally people they won't accept this intercaste marriages, but however I had this intercaste marriage, so this is another issue. And next one is, there is also whatever the laws which are present, so there is lack of implementation of these laws. So this is also one important thing that we have to remember. So here, if there is a proper implementation of laws here in India, so there will be not like we can't see this type of issues that is going on, but there is lagging of political will also. Okay, and next one is, what are the implications of this caste based crimes? So what happens? So please pause the video and please let me know. So what happens because of this type of caste based violence? So the first and the foremost thing here is, yes, we are violating human rights of the people. So first one is, the human rights of the people is violated, right? Because right to life with dignity, equality, liberty, and people they are facing violence like physical violence, psychological harm and trauma, etc. So because of all these things, yes, human rights violation is happening. And if you move on, the next important implication here is social fragmentation. So actually our present government is focusing on inclusive society. We are focusing on inclusive society. But because of this type of issues, what happened? So this ambition of inclusive society, that will not come into true. So this is also one important thing, because it hampers social cohesion and even it undermines the efforts that are taken by the government to make inclusive society. And next one here is fear and insecurity. So because of this caste based violence, especially people, they will be facing the fear and they will be facing insecurity, because if government is not taking any actions against the people who are doing this type of violence, means yes, people they will be losing the trust, right? So people they will be losing the trust against the government. So that is the thing which said here. And next one is, so because of this violence, if it is happening, then what happen? So it will act as an obstacle. So it will not helpful for the development and empowerment of the people. So always when you are talking about any government policy, so any government policy will be focusing on what? We have to focus on development and we have to focus on empowerment of the people. But these marginalized communities, they will be not get empowered, especially in the access to the education, in access to the healthcare and economic opportunities, so that it will prevent them to realize their fulfillment, to achieve empowerment. So this is also one important issue. And next one is, there will be loss of trust, as I said. So there will be loss of trust of people will be losing the trust in the government agencies and as well as in state institutions, in the justice system, in enforcement agencies, etc. So this is about this topic in detail, right? And even in the international organizations also. So India may lose a reputation because of this communal violence, because many countries they will be raise the issues regarding this violence whenever India is addressing any summit. Okay. And if you are talking about which are the constitutional provisions are there which safeguards the interest of this marginalized communities, you have to know that. So we have Article 15 and Article 16. So this will comes under our part of fundamental rights. So this fundamental rights which comes under part 3 of our Indian Constitution. And if you see this Article 15 which says that there shall not be any discrimination, that means it is mandatory. Shall means mandatory. So there shall not be any discrimination against any citizens on the grounds of religion. First one is religion, second one is race, third one is caste, fourth one is sex, fifth one is place of birth. Right? So there are 5 grounds on which there shall be no discrimination according to this Article 15 of Indian Constitution. And this one is Article 16 which says that no citizen shall be disqualified for any office under the basis of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth. Here we have extra, that is descent. And next one here is Article 335 and Article 330. So Article 335 and Article 330 also gives a safeguards for this scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So this is the main question. So try to write answer for this question. So if you want, you can take a screenshot. So caste-based violence is a serious social problem that violates the constitutional rights and human dignity of the victims. Discuss the causes and consequences. So here one statement is given. Statement says that caste-based violence is a serious social problem, violates the constitutional rights, human dignity of victims. So this is a statement. So here the keyword is you have to discuss. Discuss means you have the chance, like whatever you want you can write. But you have to address, the first one is causes and second one is what are the consequences. So you have to write answer that should not cross 250 words and you have to take around 11 to 13 minutes to write this answer. Okay, is it clear? And now let us see the next topic. As I said, so next topic it is about criminal law bills. So already we saw this topic number of times. So the first thing that you have to remember is, so these are the laws like IPC, CRPC and Indian Evidence Act. So these are the British legacy which are even going on in India. So recently 3 bills came up by our government of India to abolish these 3, that is IPC, CRPC and Indian Evidence Act, and we have to come up with the 3 new laws in India. So we are not going to discuss about what are these laws, everything, but here we are going to see what is the idea of the author here. So author is the senior advocate of Madras High Court. So we have to see what are the ideas regarding this advocate. So as I said, government came up with this 3 new bills. 3 new bills were tabled in Parliament in recent monsoon session. In recent monsoon session, so these 3 new bills were introduced in the Parliament. And the first one, it is going to amend IPC, Indian Penal Code, and next one is Criminal Procedure Code, and third one is Indian Evidence Act. And one more task for you here is you have to remember these 3 names. So the first one is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, next one is Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, Bharatiya Saksha Bill. So what you find here? So reading of this is very difficult. So do you think normal people will remember these things as like IPC, CRPC? It is not much easy, right? So this is the idea of the author here. So here Normally you can see there are Hindi words which are present here, that is Nyaya, Suraksha, Saksha, Sanhita, like that. So these are the Hindi words. They are not exactly the English words, right? So here author says that. So first of all, if people they have to accept it, so at least they need to read those names. But it is unpronounceable for the most of them, and these names are even unfamiliar to most of them. So this is one issue. And next one is, even people they cannot, majority of the people they have like negative thing regarding this bills, so that it is the first step of acceptability that had been failed. So this is the first important thing. And if you move on, so here we have to understand the language and legal regime. So here the issue of language, which is one of the contested thing, and it is one of the most debated thing in our country. So even during this Constituent Assembly debates also, there were a number of debates that happened regarding this language. So which language can be adopted as official language? So because of this language, number of times Tamil Nadu will be not accepting Hindi as an official language, and number of times we will be seeing articles in the newspaper also, right? And if you move on here, this article says that legal regime in place which provides English shall be remain an official language. So English shall be remain an official language until resolutions for the discontinuance of English as an official language they are adopted by state legislature and by parliament. So here what happened earlier, they said that Hindi should be the official language, but most of the southern states they did not accept it, and finally we came up with that English shall be remain as an official language until resolutions for discontinuance of English as an official language adopted by the state legislature and parliament. That means still the resolution is passed here to abolish this English as an official language, so we can continue as this English as an official language. And if you see here, if you see linguistically, that means language, it is one of the flashpoints. Now because of this language, we can see there are a number of times the protest will be happening. Protest will be happening because of this language, and actually this language which is used as a medium to express the feelings of the people, to express the emotions, right? So because of this, language can be used as a sentiment of the people, and people they will be attached more based on the language, right? So here the fact is that here, even in India, so if we are talking about reorganization of the states, they are based on language. And there are different committees suggested that we can go for reorganization of states based on the committee recommendations. So please let me know, so which are the committee recommendations which accepted for the reorganization of states based on languages. So please let me know that. And next one here is language, which is an integral part of our culture. So if the names of the bills they are given in the Hindi names, means that means we can see there is imposition of culture, that we can see there is imposition of culture of the linguistic majority on the linguistic minorities. So this is like imposition, so we should not see that. So this is the crux of this article, that's it. And next topic, it is about crafting safe generative artificial intelligence system. So this topic is important from your science and technology, and here you can expect both prelims and mains based question. So here what exactly you have to focus? You have to focus on what is this generative artificial intelligence, and you have to see what are the advantages, what are the cause of the concerns regarding this. Okay, so that's it. And now let us see what is this generative artificial intelligence it means. So generative artificial intelligence is nothing but it is a growing branch of artificial intelligence, and we are generating images, we are generating content, we are generating videos. Okay, so that is the concept. And if you see here, we can see there is rise of this generative artificial intelligence that we can see here, and because of this, that led to evolution of generative adversarial networks, and as well as variational autoencoders. So these are mainly evolved because of this advanced generative models. And actually these models, they are trained on large amounts of data, and they will be taking the large amount of data and they will be analyzing the data and they will be coming up with outputs. For example, if you are giving a lot of images to this so and so generative artificial intelligence, so by using that images, so they will be coming up with another model and that will be similar to that of the data that we are giving. For example, you might have seen artificial intelligence based news anchors. So they are generated by using this GIA. Okay, and if you're talking about what are the concerns, so that is accuracy. So accuracy is one important concern, and this is the one of the biggest challenge. So one of the biggest challenge here is ensuring the outputs which are generated by this generative artificial intelligence. And next one is, there are many partisan GIA models. So they are trained to take large amount of data, and if the data is biased, means the output will be also biased output that we can get. And next important cause of concern here is privacy, because large amounts of this data will be given. So that data may include both personal and non-personal data. So because of this, it is also one important issue here. And next one is responsibility. So who will be responsible for giving the content? And if you are getting the new content, so who is the responsible authority? So we don't have that clarity. So this is the one important issue. And next one is, because of this automation, what happened, that will also decrease the employment opportunities. So nowadays, so there are also some articles in newspaper that there will be decreasing of jobs as news anchors or not, because of artificial intelligence based anchors, right? So there is also issue like job displacement may happen. Okay, so this is also an important issue. And here you have to even know about what are the laws which are present regarding this controlling of artificial intelligence. So we have to remember three important things here. So the first one is National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence. So it is nothing but we are going to develop an ecosystem for the research and adoption of artificial intelligence. So we are having this strategy for the developing, and we can come up with a new ecosystem for the research and adoption of artificial intelligence. So it is about the national strategy for artificial intelligence. And next one is, we are having this national mission on interdisciplinary cyber physical systems. So under this mission here, so we are going to have technology innovation hubs, and they can be established, and we are going to have state-of-art training and capacity building under this for the next generation scientists, engineers and technocrats. They can be created in the field of this artificial intelligence with this training and capacity building under this physical systems. And next one here is, we have Artificial Intelligence Research Analytics and Knowledge Assimilation Platform. So this platform, it is a pioneer amongst every emerging economies regarding artificial intelligence, and we are going to transform different sectors like education here, health, agriculture and urbanization and mobility. So these are some important things. So what is the way forward? So the way forward here is, we have to focus on research and development, right? And we have to develop new algorithms, new models, so they should be transparent and accountable in nature. So whatever the thing that we are developing, so that should maintain transparency and accountability. And next one is, we need to come up with the different regulations and as well as standards, so that we can ensure this generative artificial intelligence which is used in a responsible and ethical manner. And next one here is, we have to focus on data privacy. So already you know that yes, in India we came up with this data protection law. So we have to ensure there is a proper implementation of this Digital Data Protection Act. And we need collaboration between the different stakeholders like industry, government, academia, civil society, etc. And finally we have to ensure the ethical that is using of this generative artificial intelligence in an ethical manner. and we have to focus on training, etc., so that we can also increase the skill and we can protect the privacy of individuals. So this is the way ahead. And I want to give you one question, and this question which already asked in 2020 regarding this artificial intelligence. So try to give me the answer for this question. Okay. And next article, it is about Shimla is crumbling. So this article says that infrastructure development has not been climate smart. So as you all know that here we will be having Himalayas, correct? So here in this Himalayan region, so these Himalayas are young folded mountains. So because of this young folded mountains, even now there is increasing of height of this Himalayas is seen. So they are very much active, and even they are not stable. So because of this, if we are going for any developmental projects like roads, railways, dams, hydroelectricity power projects, they are not sustainable. They are not sustainable. So this is the thing which mainly said by this article. So this is the crux. And now let us see in detail what author wants to say here. So because of heavy rains in northern part of our country, especially Himachal Pradesh, that created a havoc. There are a lot of landslips and there are a lot of damage which is seen, collapse of temples. So because of this, lot of lives also had been claimed, and because of landslides, destruction of houses have been seen, and many buildings, they were destructed. And in this Shimla, they had damaged roads, and because of that damaged roads, so the life they had been standstill now. So even if you see the recent report of IPCC, which said that especially in the coastal areas and in Himalayas, they are going to experience a rise in extreme climate events and the shift in the rainfall patterns. So already we got the alert from this IPCC 6 assessment report. So this report said that we are going to face extreme climate events and change in the rainfall patterns in this coastal areas and as well as in this Himalayas. But even though governments of that so and so areas, they had not been take the steps, right? So because of this, yes, they are facing the punishment now. So if you see here, the developmental strategies for this Himalayan region, they have to prioritize on this climate resilience instead of pursuing unguided infrastructure expansion. So because of these events which are going on now, so we need to understand that rather than improving infrastructure, so we have to focus on climate resilient infrastructure. So if you see the data regarding this Shimla which is given in this article, it says that Shimla infrastructure development has not been climate smart. So especially the temple was constructed in George. So please let me know what is this concept called as George. Okay, so what is concept called as George? And even there was also water supply system which is located in this suburb Shimla. So these are some developmental projects they are seeing, but they are not climate smart. And even wherever there are water availability is there, so there is development that is seen. So because of this development near this water source, that led to the disaster. So this is the thing which mainly said by the author. So whenever there are areas which are providing the water sources, so the structures which came into rise in that region, that is developmental projects in that region. So because of this, they are mostly susceptible to the disasters. So what is the need now? The need here is we need to take some urgent steps, and we have to convert whatever the development projects are there, they should be climate resilient now, and we can use the satellite images, and even active participation of the community is also very important. Okay, so this is the need now. And now let us see next topic. It is about Kachatheevu controversy. So till now we completed editorial and op-ed page, and now let us go back to the Hindu page. Right, here you can see one more article, that is irrigation in focus as India moves towards driest ever August. So this article says that recently RBI paper released, and this RBI paper says that better irrigated states are less resilient on monsoon for food production. So what does this article says? So this article says that most of the states, they depend upon the rainfall for the agriculture, but in some states they have better irrigation. So in which state we have better irrigation? Especially the states where we came up with this green revolution. In those states we have good irrigation. So that is the thing which mainly said. So news reports and weather experts says that India might be facing driest August in 100 years. And also says that 7% of rainfall that we received in this month of August. So because of this, what happened? The Kharif sowings had been affected. But the states which are having good irrigation, yes, they went for normal sowing of this rice in this year. So this is the crux of this article. And now let us move forward. And in this text and context, you have this article regarding this Kachatheevu controversy. So the homework here for you students is, please open the map and you have to see this Kachatheevu Islands, where it is located and between which countries this issue is there, or between which countries the conflict is there, that you have to know. And let us move back to this notes page. And here you can see this article, it is about Kachatheevu controversy. So this controversy, it is between India and Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka, which is our neighboring country, which is part of neighborhood first policy. Okay, so now let us try to see the crux of this article. So on August 18th, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister received a debate over this Kachatheevu Islands. So this Kachatheevu Islands, which is uninhabited, that is no one is living on that island. It is a barren island and it is about 14 nautical miles of Rameshwaram. So from Rameshwaram it is like 14 nautical miles. So if you see what is the issue here is, fishermen from both the countries, from Indian side and from Sri Lankan side, they will be using this Kachatheevu Islands. They will go for just drying of their fishing nets, etc., which is going to be done in this Kachatheevu Islands by this fishermen from both the sides. So here, if you are talking about the agreements between India and Sri Lanka regarding this Kachatheevu Islands, so first agreement which came up in year 1974. So in 1974 agreement, so and after that they came up with this 1976 agreement. So with these two agreements here, it is very much clear that fishermen and fishing vessels of two countries, they should not engage in fishing in the historic waters. Okay, and actually now Sri Lanka claims sovereignty over this Kachatheevu Islands on the ground that Portuguese, who had occupied the island during this 1505 to 1658, they exercised the jurisdiction over the island. So because of this, now Sri Lanka, which is claiming its sovereignty. So on India's side also, India says that erstwhile Raja of Ramnad, he had the possession on this island. So it is belonging to India. So this is the thing, issue which is going on between India and Sri Lanka. So now we have to see why this Kachatheevu Island is important. Because it is important for the fishermen of both the sides. So first one is, it is important for the fishermen of both the sides. And next one is 1974 agreement and 1976 agreement, which says that two countries, they shall not engage in the fishing in this historic waters, territorial sea and exclusive economic zone of either of these countries without permission of Sri Lanka or India. So because of this, both countries they claim their sovereignty over this Kachatheevu Islands now. Okay, so this is about this topic. So this is more than enough. Okay. And next topic it is, what is RBI's new pilot for frictionless credit? So frictionless means we are ensuring the smooth transfer of credit, right? So this article also I found in Text and Context itself. So now let us see this article in detail. So recently RBI came up with this a pilot program, that is trial and error program. So this program, it is about evaluating the feasibility. It is about evaluating feasibility of public tech platform for frictionless credit. So here you have to focus on what is this public tech platform. Here you have to focus on what is this public tech platform. That's it. So here, if you see further more details, so this public tech platform, which is going to transform our credit system or our credit accessibility. It is going to transform credit accessibility, and also it will increase the lending efficiency also. So what is this platform it is about? So this platform, which is developed by RBI subsidiary Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. So it is developed by RBI subsidiary Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, and it aims to streamline the credit delivery process by enabling seamless digital information flow to lenders. So there will be the normal flow of information to the lenders, and it will be also simplifying the credit assessment. It will be providing end-to-end digital ecosystem so that it will facilitate smooth exchange of essential digital data among the stakeholders. So this is about this public tech platform. And what are the features? There are three important features that you have to remember. So first one is open architecture. So this open architecture model will be helpful for interoperability and also for collaboration among the various financial sector players. And second important one here is plug and play model. So in this plug and play model, so it will enable seamless integration interaction among the participating entities. And next one is efficiency and scalability can be increased. That means we can increase the efficiency of lenders and we can reduce the cost, and even we can expedite disbursement, and also we can scale up lending operations. So these are some important advantages of this platform. Okay, so now let us go back to Hindu newspaper PDF. So we discussed this Kachatheevu controversy, and I also discussed about this RBI's new pilot for frictionless credit. And if you move forward, so there is also one more article which is important, that is how artificial intelligence is used to increase the frequency of acoustic side channel attack. So this is the one application of artificial intelligence that you can add. And if you move forward, here in this news page, page number 10, you can see about appointment of new Chief Justice for Manipur High Court suffers delay. So here you have to see about collegium system, and you have to see about appointment process of judges. So this is very important. And here in this news page, I can't find anything important in our today's newspaper. I searched a lot of times for the articles, but I didn't find anything which is important. And here you can see farmers to stage protest in Chandigarh demanding compensation for crop loss. So every time in newspaper you can see farmer suicide, and even government has an ambitious ambition about improving or doubling of farmers' income by 2022, but it has not been achieved. So here, because of unseasonal rainfall, because of climate change, yes, we can see there is impact on the crops. So it will be having the negative impact on food security also. Okay, so from that point of view, you have to see so how these farmers can be compensated. And here you can see one insurance scheme. There is one insurance scheme for the farmers. So please let me know which is that insurance scheme. And here you can see another article, that is 1,400 tons of onions sent to markets, buffer stock raised to 5 lakh tons. So in yesterday's newspaper we studied that there is ban, not exactly ban, that is import duty. So there is increased import duty on these onions. So whenever there is increased import duty, then what happens? There will be decreasing of, okay, so there is increasing of export duty. That means we are decreasing the exports. That means government want to allow the increased presence of onions so that we can ensure the price. So that we can ensure there is decreased price, because the onion price has been increased in India. So regarding that, this topic is important. And if you move on to this world page, you can see this interesting article. It is about Luna 25. I already said about this topic in the introduction itself, so go through this once. And this is about this today's Hindu newspaper analysis. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. From the next lecture, that is from tomorrow onwards, I will try to ensure the presentation should be like a pictographic presentation with maps, with diagrams, flowcharts, etc. And please do like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy, and try to share this video to your friends also. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.